Not too long ago, Jordan and I embarked on the adventure of marriage. And with it came the opportunity to expand our family. Hi, sweetie.
Oh, that's on camera, by the way.
Where are you? You wanna go outside? You wanna go outside? You do? You wanna go outside? You wanna go outside? You do?
We welcomed 2 playful puppies into our lives, and it was quite the challenge to teach them their own names.
Awesome. They're going to the bathroom. Yay! Look at that. They just stopped, went to the bathroom. He's still peeing. There we go. Awesome. Go, Kimmy, go. Hi, guys. Hi there. Oh my goodness. So much happy. You're moving so fast. Such a happy girl. I love how they hop everywhere. Just this joyous hop everywhere.
Still doing it.
We bought a beautiful big house in the suburbs and began customizing it to be just the way we liked. Now, Jordan and I are not cat people, so we both agreed early on that we were never going to get a cat. Ever. But one day, our daughter called us with excitement in her voice. She'd gotten a kitten and was eager to share in her joy. So I went to her home to see this new addition to our family. Little did I know that this little visit would lead to a profound connection that would completely change our lives.
This is our new kitten and we haven't named her yet. Eating for the first time. It's kitten milk replacement with kitten kibble and kitten soft food mixed together.
Little did we know, we were about to meet a formidable fluff, the destroyer of worlds. The moment I laid eyes on this tiny kitten, an inexplicable bond formed between us. What was truly remarkable was the depth of our connection. This kitten and I seemed to communicate on a different level. Her usual wild and playful demeanor had a gentler side, one that I had unlocked. This was the same kitten, known for her mischievous antics, who had terrorized everyone in her house. Her behavior was so extreme that even her vet had suggested a dire solution. But in my hands, she transformed into a loving and playful companion, and I knew that she was the most spectacular kitten I'd ever met. And I loved her instantly. A few weeks later, my daughter called me with a heavy heart. The kitten's wild nature was proving too much for her in their small living space, and she could no longer keep her. I couldn't bear the thought of this kitten, whom I'd grown to love so dearly, being without me. So I begged my daughter to let me take her in. Thankfully, she agreed, and so, with the softest and most adorable pink toes, we named her Beans. Beans thrived in our spacious home, running and leaping with boundless energy. She filled our days with her hyperactivity and playful antics, bringing immense joy to our lives. Our house full of kitty toys. Kitty toys. Tubs full of kitty toys. Kitty toys. Kitty toys. Kitty toys. Kitty toy. Right here. There's a kitty toy. Kitty toy. Right there. Glowing eyes. And kitty. Hi. Her spirit was pure and full of mischief, but there wasn't a trace of malice in her actions. She was a bundle of love and playfulness, even if she could be a handful at times. She was completely obsessed with Jordan and would rarely give him a moment's peace. Life took an unexpected turn when we decided to leave our house behind and embark on a new adventure living in an RV. The space constraints meant that Bean could no longer run around freely, and her boundless energy began to transform into weight gain. Beans developed an obsession with food, perhaps because there was little else to occupy her time. After 2 years in the RV, Beans had become noticeably overweight. Around a year ago, we took Beans in for her regular annual visit. Our visit to the vet, however, turned out to be traumatic, leaving Beans emotionally scarred. As time went on, she was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, likely brought on by the trauma she had experienced.
You're such a little sweetie. Yeah, you are. Oh, I love you too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Can you see like claw marks and stuff? Or is
It's just a...
it a big massive wound without any...
She's got a big hole there. A big wound. Not really sure.
Make sure that big hole is in her ear.
Yeah, she's got like little bites in her ear. Yep, she's got bites in there. Something is absolutely biting her ear. We spared no effort in trying to alleviate her symptoms. Beans was put on prescription medication, given specialized cat food, and placed on a strict diet for an entire year. But her weight and her health condition remained stubbornly unchanged. The prognosis grew increasingly grim due to her declining quality of life, and the possibility of euthanasia was mentioned. In a last-ditch effort to explore every option, we made a heart-wrenching decision. We decided to let Beans experience the healing touch of nature, to get some exercise, regain her emotional balance, and breathe in the fresh air of the outside world. For 10 glorious days, Beans reveled in her newfound freedom. She played and conversed with us endlessly while outside. She would visit the window to engage in her unique chats, ensuring we were still close by. Beans even brought us gifts of bugs and voles, showing her gratitude for the opportunity to explore. Beans was living her best life, discovering sights and sounds she had only heard before through a window. Her weight began to drop, and though her symptoms didn't improve, her life was enriched by these newfound experiences. But on the 10th day of her outdoor adventure, Beans found a delightful perch atop the RV roof. It had never occurred to us that this might be risky. In fact, we thought she would be safer there than on the ground. As we worked inside the RV, a loud and ominous thud on the roof shook us from our tasks. Rushing outside, Jordan searched for anything different or amiss, but everything looked normal, and the chickens seemed unfazed. Later in the afternoon, we heard coyotes howl unusually close by, so we grabbed our shotgun and headed outside to protect our animals. And at that moment, we realized that Beans was nowhere to be found. We searched for her everywhere, calling as loudly as we could call. I recorded my call on my phone and played it loudly on a loop on the RV outdoor speakers in hopes that she could use the sound of my voice as a beacon to find her way home. I sent up the drone to scour the surrounding 60 acres in hopes that she just wandered too far into the woods to make it back, or in case she managed to climb a tree and get stuck. Hours turned into days of searching the property, searching local shelters, and posting lost pet notices, but there was no sign of her anywhere. A week later, a bald eagle perched on a nearby tree, and we began to wonder if the thunk on the roof was an eagle taking Beans. As of now, 2 weeks later, the only thing we know is that we don't know what happened to Beans. We do know that the cold rain, combined with the freezing temperatures we've been having, combined with how remote we are in the woods, there's no way she could survive out there on her own. We can only guess that it was the eagle taking Beans from the roof, but we'll probably never know what truly happened to Beans. The past 2 weeks have been an emotional roller coaster for us. We've experienced bewilderment, concern, fear, sorrow, guilt, and worry for our beloved Beans. We've been largely catatonically in shock. It's been so emotionally challenging that I've actually turned to AI to help me write Beans' story, to create this ode to our beloved kitty whose memory will forever live in our hearts. Beans will be deeply missed, her memory forever etched in our hearts. Her playful spirit, her boundless affection, and even her mischievous antics brought immeasurable joy to our lives. We'll always remember the moments we shared, the way she'd play peekaboo and would chat with us in her own special way, every single day of her life. Beans was more than just a pet. She was a cherished and hilarious member of our family. While her physical presence may be gone, the imprint she left on our lives will always remain, a testament to the profound impact a furry friend can have. Beans will always hold a special place in our hearts, and we'll carry her memory with us, finding comfort in the hope that she's now at peace and in no pain.